Hey everyone, welcome to Founders 365 with me, Steven Haggerty. Today, I'm joined by Jason Berkowitz. I may have hashed it, but he is the founder of Break the Web. How are you doing, Jason?
Doing fabulous, Steven. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming on. And I'm like I said to you before we just went live, I'm always loving getting marketing guys on, getting SEO guys on, because there's always some sort of debate about the best way to do marketing. I think if we had 100 people on this podcast right now, all marketers, you would all be saying different things and doing different things. But before we get into the debate, just break me down with a little bit of what is Break the Web? What do you guys do? How did you get started? And then we can go from there.
Yeah, Break the Web is a 100% remote agency with the brand presence being in New York City. And we focus primarily on inbound marketing with a personal bias towards SEO. But we also offer paid advertising, content marketing, and PR. But again, from a bias perspective, I think we're absolutely awesome at SEO, just because I lead the SEO team. We've been around for just shy of 5 years now. I spent 5 years previously as an SEO freelancer. And then before you know it, when you realize you need help for deliverables and execution, you start bringing on VAs and you start bringing in people to help you. And one day you wake up and you have kind of like a boutique style agency, and
nice.
You gotta have to grow it from there.
Amazing. So I'm going to just jump straight into the controversy right now then. Is SEO dead?
SEO has been dead since 2006. Great. That's when the first headline first came out.
Truth.
That's when that's when I remember seeing the first headline.
Exactly. So what's that? 2006, 14 years or something like that. Why is it that people still think, and what I love about this argument is that people will Google whether SEO is dead and then go on a really well-written SEO article, which is all about SEO anyway. So why do you think this rumor started about SEO?
Well, marketing is marketing. And I think the people that typically will start the conversation about SEO being dead, they're likely trying to pitch something else, some other form of marketing, maybe Facebook ads, training.
Ads.
Yeah, SEO is dead. Just go to Google ads, get the traffic right there. And then you know exactly what you're getting. That's one reason. Another reason could be that it simply became way too difficult. The processes and the execution strategies have changed and evolved significantly over the last decade, that they don't want to put in the work. Maybe it used to be back in the day where you can click a button, get 1,000 links, and just rank a page, and it was that easy. Where nowadays it's a lot more manual, a lot more work, and people want to say SEO is dead because they also possibly, again, maybe a nice segue into number 3, they believe that Google hates SEO, but Google doesn't. Google doesn't hate SEO. They even have they hate spammers and black hatters, but they even release their own SEO guidelines, and they're also kind of reliant on SEOs in a way because, of course, they make their money through Google ads, but they also want to provide quality search results. And if they don't provide quality search results, then they're going to lose the trust of their user base. So they kind of rely on good quality SEOs to feed their system and algorithms and metrics that it uses to rank quality pages for relevant queries.
Yeah, it's one of those arguments, isn't it? Because there's so much noise in the marketing world now. Every man and their dog seems to have a marketing agency and that side of things. How do you guys over at Break the Web sort of break through that noise? There you go. That's a nice segment. Break through the noise to be seen and be heard and understood by your clients.
What you just said is going to be even more relevant in about a week or two when we're launching our new website, which says breaking through the noise. Exactly.
Love it.
In our copy. We have our core values and we try to create our differentiators. So first, our goals are internally to provide a better agency experience. Most of our clients have been with another agency beforehand, and either they're really good at the service, but suck at communication, or they're really good at communication, don't deliver, and suck at service. So we try to bridge the gap. We are full transparency. We showcase every link that we're building, every piece of optimization that we might recommend or even implement on their website. One of the things that I first realized when I started doing SEO and starting to build my freelance business is I called a lot of the big SEO agencies back in the day, and I wanted to realize what would be the issues that I wouldn't want me to use them. And I realized I would become just a number in the system. We bombard them with communication to the point where our clients sometimes don't even respond because we're sending so much communication that we want to make sure that they're fully in the know of what's going on. They have questions, thoughts, any feedback to give. We're by nature New Yorkers, so we try not to get butthurt about things. Tell us, and we want to continue to work through everything. So transparency, and I still think, of course, our service is great.
Yeah, of course.
And no contracts, which is a really bad business move. Horrible business move. I keep getting yelled at by my own mentors.
Just gone, oh no, man.
Yeah. But it adds another level of trust and respect to the relationship.
Yep.
And B, keeps us 100% accountable. And we'll tell this to our clients that we have to earn their business each month. And if we're not earning their business,
you consciously did, or was that something that you sort of forgot about with a couple of clients and just thought, hey, let's just adopt that?
Consciously, because nothing's worse. And I've heard it so many times over the years where a brand is looking for a new SEO agency and everything looks great. We build out a strategy, the proposal, and then they say, okay, great, we're ready to proceed in 4 months once our contract finishes with the current agency.
Yeah.
And that just sucks because they're paying for something they absolutely hate.
Yeah.
I'd rather a client leave after 4 months in a great way and have them leave after a year just absolutely hating us.
And it's a shame that those companies that tie their clients in can't see that the clients are unhappy.
They probably don't even care. To them, it's just a numbers game. They go for
numbers on the
quantity.
Screen.
Yeah, they go for quantity of clients.
Exactly. You mentioned earlier that you guys are fully remote, fully virtual. Obviously, in the current climate, that's been a godsend to you. But why have you chosen to do that? Because again, I speak to quite a few early agency founders, and they have the vision of, they want to have the office, they want to have the cool office with 10, 20 people in it.
Mad Men style.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's going to change dramatically after this. But for you, why was that a decision for you to go, look, let's be virtual? I know most of your staff are in the States though, right?
Yeah, most are in the States.
Yeah.
It started kind of from a foundational standpoint. I was in school for a completely unrelated field, for physical therapy. And I didn't really want to work for anyone else. I wanted to do my own thing, be my own boss, and hence why I became a freelancer when I tried to rank my own website for Personal Trainer NYC.
Yeah.
And I had that shit. It did rank. It did rank. And then I was like, screw personal training. Let's do this for other people's websites.
Nice.
And I liked the fact that we're not constrained by certain bars. If you have an office, A, you're kind of obligated to go in. B, technology is so advanced right now where you can have a fully functioning brand and company 100% remote. And we just want people to live their best lives, as long as they provide awesome work, awesome service for our clients.
Yeah.
Go travel if you want. When I travel, I find myself working probably about 4 hours a day or so. I'll wake up a little bit early before I start touring or whatever I do, just to have that level of freedom, I think. I don't want to call it a lifestyle agency because now that word's coming up a little bit.
Yeah.
But laziness probably too. I don't want to travel into work and get stuck in traffic.
Want to be stuck on like the subway, sweaty, and it's just not the one.
Yeah, I want to Donald Duck it. Wear my T-shirt up here, and who knows what's going down below.
We don't need to know, Jason. We don't need to know. If people watching, they can like hang on afterwards, and we'll do a sneak peek. But then, for the people listening, shame on them.
With a paywall up though. Paywall up.
Yeah. Just click the link below, and you'll get to that paywall. For you, Jason, then, what have been some of the struggles? Because you mentioned that you moved from freelancing, and then the agency kind of was born really organically, which sounds really nice. But as a founder, how did you have to change from that freelancing world to going, oh, actually, now I'm running this business. I'm employing people. I'm helping. I've got other people's mortgages in my responsibility.
Yeah, the thing for me is I'm more of a data-driven guy. So in the realm of SEO and the technical aspects, that's my forte. Learning the whole business side of things, as well as leadership and responding well to criticism, is one of the things that was hard initially. Now I'm open to it. Somebody wants to curse me out on my team, or contractor or partner wants to curse me out.
How did you react
I'm all ears.
Before when you weren't open to it?
It was kind of, this is the way we do it, and that's the standard. And I had that realization, especially I had the realization the hard way, unfortunately, where I'm not right. I'm probably right maybe 15% of the time, in which I now collect so much feedback. And again, we have transparency with our clients, but we also try to have transparency internally amongst everyone. Really respond well to criticism if it makes sense logically. And then adapt, and I'm still learning. I'm not where I truly want to be in my agency. So that means that I haven't done things right up until now. So just continue learning and continue growing.
How do you think you've evolved as a leader then in the last couple of years?
I like to think that I've become a better leader, just because I've been doing a lot of learning, a lot of reading in that aspect, because that's something that's brand new to me. I'm the guy that wants to sit behind his computer and not talk to anybody all day, except for you, Steven, of course. But I just want to hide behind my computer. It's like the introvert in me. And learning how to be a better leader and learning kind of how to see things on all angles, kind of put myself in the mind of our team member. What might they be thinking regarding a process, regarding leadership, regarding our one-on-ones or our performance reviews, whatever it might be. I like to think it's evolved to the better.
Well, I'm sure local most recent times have been quite a test to that then. Because do you ever have a point where your staff were looking at you going, okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to the agency?
I actually beat them to it, letting them know what happened. So there are some team members that are, of course, on the client side of things. So they were the ones kind of informing me, hey, maybe a client needs to put a pause, or our clients said they need to stop. But stop is very ambiguous. Is that a pause or a cancel?
Yeah.
So then I would come in to try to put out fires and try to see, hey, let's just pause for 3 months and see what happens. And then regarding, for example, payroll, I got ahead of it and say, hey, we got approved. We're going to apply for the PPP loan. Everyone's like, okay, great. We follow the Profit First system by Mike Berkowitz. So we did have reserves just in case. So we weren't too worried. Then getting approval for the PPP loan left that cushion. That was the emergency fund. We still were able to leave that and have the payroll set in stone. So that made them happier too. So they were happy to hear that. I like to get ahead of the weird things, the uncomfortable conversations.
The weird things. I love how that's what you call it. It's just the weird things. But personal development is obviously quite a big thing in your life. What started that? Have you always been in terms of personal development? And from that standpoint, what would you say is the best book you've read in the last 12 months?
Regarding personal development?
Yeah.
I just finished the book Atomic Habits.
That is a great book.
By James Clear. Shout out James Clear. His newsletter is absolutely awesome. And I have my own way of just, my daily tasks that I have to do. I have my little Tasmanian devil right here. He helps keep me accountable for things. So from the personal development side of things, that has been a really great book because I do have passions, again, outside of my agency. I absolutely love my agency, but there's other things I want to do. I want to, like James Clear says in the book, I don't want to read more books. I want to become a reader. So that's the thing, is I want to continue learning. On the personal development side, I think there's always room for growth on both personal and professional levels. And if I really want to be where I want to be in my future and my goals, you got to work. You got to put in the time. You got to learn.
Always.
It's not just going to pop into your head naturally.
If only. Although Elon Musk has created, did you listen to the Joe Rogan?
Oh yeah.
I did not know that he was a founder of some sort of implant agency since like 2017 or 2016. Although
I think he's just allowed to talk about it. He wasn't able to talk about it before, but now it's
that's it.
It's creepy, but awesome, but scary.
That he doesn't have his own. He runs an implant company or founded an implant company, but he doesn't have an implant himself. So immediately it makes me question it. But
maybe they're not there yet. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I love him. I love Elon.
Me too.
He's one of those guys that I think so many more people should be like, in the sense of he doesn't really care what other people think. He's just like getting on with it, doing his own thing, and he knows his values. He knows his lane. Although his most recent son's name is ridiculous. But hey.
How do you pronounce it? Do you know yet?
Oh, he said it on the podcast, wasn't it? I don't know. It's just like XAI.
and then symbol.
And then it's named after either a fighter plane or a ship.
Oh yeah, the precursor to the SR-71, I think you said.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, amazing guy, and it's just going to be so interesting in the next 20 years what he does, as opposed to like the 20 years before in terms of what like the wealth he did.
He started PayPal.
Well,
PayPal is still being used every single day.
Exactly, but he's always disrupting, which is something I really value. For you then, Jason, you mentioned that the agency is a huge part of your life, but it's not everything. I personally find that really healthy. How do you switch off then? How do you make sure that you're keeping yourself fresh so that when you do come onto the agency side of things, you are just focused and you're on it?
Yeah, so aside from my hobbies, I think it's just taking care of yourself, getting really good sleep, exercising, sweating every day, clearing your mind, breathing work. I think that is really good. Hobby-wise, I have a very interesting extreme hobby, which kind of forces me to get away.
Is it jumping out planes?
It is.
Is it?
It is.
Oh,
did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
Oh, what's the odds that you're going to say something like so extreme? And yeah.
Well, I think jumping out of a plane is probably the most extreme hobby you can do.
Yeah. So I'll sit at a computer all day and then do the complete opposite on the weekends. Yeah.
I've always wanted to jump out of a plane. I think I would really enjoy it, although I did used to be scared of heights, but I feel like it's slightly different. What made you jump out of planes? What made this a thing? Did you literally just see a plane and go, I want to jump out of that?
When I was a teenager, I knew it was a thing, especially because of movies like Point Break and Power Rangers. Those were some originals that thought it was just absolutely cool and freeing to be falling from the air. When I was 18, I did a tandem skydive, which, of course, I had somebody attached to my back. And then over the years, I did 5 more tandems, 6 in total. And I realized at that point, I clearly like it. I'm just wasting my money not getting licensed. So I ended up getting licensed a few years ago.
Amazing.
And it's a good kind of a break from work or whatever you're going through, because you are forced to live in the moment. You're forced to be aware of what's going on and react accordingly if you need to.
Yeah. How often do you do it?
Right now, everything's closed. Sucks. I tried to get the
agency to a level where you can just buy your own plane.
Maybe.
And hire a pilot, obviously.
My parachute actually has a Break the Web logo on it. My rig. It's actually right over there. The strap has our insignia on it. I try to hit it maybe about 10 times a month, 100 a year is, I think. And that's pretty small compared to most skydivers.
Really?
But, I have a personal life too. I have other hobbies. I have work.
Yeah.
So
what do you think that gives you in terms of an edge for when you're running the business?
That's an interesting question. Giving me an edge, I guess it's like vacations at will. Like I said, you're kind of forced to be in the moment. Your mind, you're not thinking about your business. You're not thinking about, bills. You're not thinking about rent. You're not thinking about whatever. And then you come out of that weekend or you come out of that day of skydiving with a fresh, clear perspective, and you're ready to tackle everything. And the stress levels are down. You're back to a normal balance.
Yeah.
So I think that's also really healthy, is managing your stress too. If you come into work every day stressed out from the day before, that's going to be bad.
You're not helping anyone. Let's face it.
Yeah.
That way. So let's talk about marketing then. I could talk about jumping out of planes all day. I feel like you could teach me everything. But in terms of marketing, where do you see the marketing SEO world going? I feel like a lot of people are just pounding money into Facebook ads, Google ads, like you said it earlier. But what if we take ourselves out of the noise? What's really going on? What's going to be changing and what's going to be happening?
Well, first, it's never good to keep your entire marketing budget on one platform specifically, whether it is SEO and Google, whether it is Facebook ads, Google ads. If something goes down, then you always want to still make sure that you do have that revenue stream coming up. The future with SEO, it's unknown. We kind of have an idea what Google wants. And if you adapt your strategies to focus on what Google wants for the future, that'll definitely give you an advantage. Google just wants to provide answers. They're probably not going anywhere anytime quickly, and they're going to continue to provide answers. They're going to continue to throw different things on page 1 of Google to distract you and maybe have you click on ads. So they are going to keep trying to reduce the organic search click-through rate more towards ads and their other features that they have going on.
How
But
how open are Google with sort of an SEO agency like yourselves? Do they help you in terms of what's coming up, or is it figure it out for yourself?
oh, they're so vague. They're sometimes they go completely against the popular data from third parties and what other SEO specialists and like real hardcore SEO nerds find. And I don't want to call them a propaganda machine, but they have a goal. I know I did. They have their goal. Their goal is to, from the organic search perspective, try to minimize spam.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the things they say will be aimed towards the black hatters or the spammers in the industry, but it's easy to be misconstrued as to the entire SEO community, as that should be the standard. It's hard because also a lot of people get really caught up in what they say. And SEO and the websites that one SEO specialist might be working on is not even on the radar of Google. They have millions and hundreds of millions of websites that they're crawling each day. You and your weird website, they're not actively trying to. Yeah.
Is black hat SEO still a thing? Are people still trying to spam it and get ahead?
Yeah. And it's still a thing. That's something that we do for our clients. But there's always going to be people that should work for Google that are on the SEO side of things, like real legit engineers that can figure out loopholes and find ways to make things work.
Yeah.
It's when the ones actually that continue to make money off it are the ones that probably don't speak about it publicly. Once the ego checks in and they want to speak about it publicly, they're just like telling Google, hey, look at this little black hat trick. What's stopping Google from joining your $100 a month membership to learn your secret trick? They have the funds for that.
Exactly.
There's always going to be ways to beat the system.
Interesting. You mentioned that you got a new product, is it, or a new brand launching next week? What's happening with Break the Web then? Where are you guys going in the next couple of years?
We are relaunching our website and our messaging. Up until now, we sucked at the practice what you preach. So we do have some good organic SEO.
It's always the way.
Yeah, we do have some good presence we have two websites. My first freelance website, SEO services New York.org, still ranks on Google for like New York SEO terms and the other variations. That's more of like a lead gen website right now for us. And Break the Web just never really had consistent messaging on the site. It never had consistent UI, UX. So we've been spending the last couple of months dialing that in. We had hired an amazing conversion copywriter, designers, developers, and now we're just finalizing the last minute technical tweaks and hopefully launching. I want to say like this week, but I'll be generous and say hopefully next week.
And as an agency itself, and from the founder of that, where do you want to take this? What's the big idea for you in terms of running this business?
Yeah, I really want to keep Break the Web personal, boutique style. I think 25 to 30 people would be a great goal for me internally.
How many
keeps things? We're about 11.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
so halfway there.
Almost. Yeah. I think that's very manageable. We're still able to maintain our core values of providing transparency to each other, to our clients. Something that it's not more money, more problems. And when you get to 50 plus people, 100 plus people, that's when everyone, clients and team members, become just a number in the system.
Yeah.
We want to try to avoid that. Just keep things fun, exciting, let everyone make a change for brands in this world and still live their best life.
Love it. So Jason, listen, one of my final questions to you is, if someone was going to come to you and say, listen, I need to rank better, have a better online presence, what are some of the first 3 tips you would be giving them straight out the hat? And it could be a white hat, gray hat, black hat, whatever you want.
First tip is just be patient. That's the most important tip. People get started in an SEO campaign and they're expecting really quick results. They're waiting for things to happen and they're refreshing their search every single moment. SEO can take time. You can do one piece of website optimization and build one link, and it might just take a couple of weeks until that actually has an effect. So be patient. Second thing is, I feel like I'm Googled by saying this, focus on quality, because they do want quality, but if quality is very, very ambiguous in itself, and what one person deems as quality might be different than another person. Just focus on on what Google is currently showing for the current intent for that search word. So let's say you have a keyword that you want to target. Go to Google, see what Google is currently showing for the top 10 results, and say, okay, this is what Google wants. I'm going to take these top 10 results, the competitors, and make something better. And then easy peasy, super easy. And then network, I would say build links, get some links to your website, meet people, sponsor associations, do whatever you can, guest blog, whatever you can do to get the word out, do some PR about your brand. That'll also help send some good trust signals.
Exactly. Jason, 3 amazing tips. My final question to you is, if anyone wants to get in touch, speak to you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Shoot me an email, jason@breaktheweb.org. Visit us at breaktheweb.agency. Google Break the Web. Google Jason Berkowitz.
There you go. Boom. I did. And then Jason, thank you so much for coming on. You've been a saint. I now need to see a video of you jumping out of a plane. So email me that because I want to see that.
Definitely will. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for watching and listening. This has been Founders 365.